I know how it feel to wake up, fucked up. Pockets broke as hell, another rock to sell. People look at you like you's the user, selling drugs to all the losers, mad Buddha abuser. But they don't know about your stress-filled day. Baby on the way, mad bills to pay. That's why you drink Tanqueray.
Guys, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. I told you guys as I continue to make fragrances, I sort of do these monthly videos and sort of speak about where I am in the journey, and I definitely do want to do that and let you guys know where I am. It's probably going to be a longer video just because there's a lot to talk about. So if it's not something you're interested in, this process of, me learning how to make fragrances, I totally get it. Skip on to one of my reviews or something like that, because that's what we're going to talk about here today. First thing I want to talk to you guys about is what I needed to buy in case you ever decide this is something you're into. There's so much equipment you need to buy. I'll talk to you a little bit about some of the oils and stuff like that, but just hardware, you need to get Perfumer's alcohol, which is actually a little bit harder to get than I thought. You need to get pipettes. These are throwaway ones, but I have real glass ones as well. You need a tremendous amount of testing strips, because that's how you're going to be evaluating most of your materials. You need a scale. It's just not really practical to measure without a scale. And drops and in mLs isn't horrible, I guess, but drops is bad, and scale is really the most accurate way to measure. You're going to need alcohol as well to clean your measuring stuff, your beakers and your tubes, and you're going to need absolutely tons and tons and tons of empty bottles to store your experiments and your dilution. So that, without materials, and of course labels and pens and stuff like that. So without just getting into materials, I want to say, I'm at $200 just in supplies. And then if you go into materials, I've probably spent about $1,000. Christmas and my birthday are both really close. So everything I got for Christmas and my birthday, for my family, and my parents are usually pretty generous with me. Everything I've gotten to then, I've sort of put into this. As far as materials, so I've basically picked up about 120 materials, and those are sort of really, to me, fit in three categories. I picked up some chemicals from Perfumer's Apprentice. I picked up a ton of naturals from different websites that professional perfumers use. And I picked up some accords just to sort of learn about accords, and I think they're interesting. And while I'm early in this process, it's a little bit of a cheat, I guess, to maybe, instead of make my own amber accord or musk accord, I can sort of use that and then learn how to make real accords later down the line. Some of the materials I'll just go through, some that I've just found really cool. This is from Perfumer's Workshop. This is Suederel. It's a beautiful, beautiful synthetic suede chemical that really, I have plans for that to make a really cool leather note for one of my fragrances. This is Civet. Whoops. And by the way, I put all these always on a paper towel when they're on wood, because one drop of this on wood and it's going to ruin your wood. And this is an Ethan Allen coffee table, so you have to be super careful with these. This is Civet Essence. This is literally the worst stuff that I've ever smelled in my entire life. And you're supposed to dilute this much of it, which is 4 mLs, which is meant to be diluted in about 4 gallons of alcohol, just to show you how perfumers use it. And this is Umbrella, which I absolutely love. It's a synthetic musk that, if you like white musk for men by the Body Shop, I'm convinced that fragrance is just Umbrella and Perfumer's alcohol. Now back here, you have Misha Munyan, who you guys might know, has a fragrance called Misha's Perfumes. Actually sent me some oils just because she knew I was getting into this, and she's really, really nice, and she's been really helpful. And anytime I've spoke to her, she's just sent me stuff to check out. And she found that I was getting into fragrances. She's like, she makes essential oils, so she sent me some things I just got today. She sent me this lavender oil, which I checked out. It smells amazing. Some peppermint essential oil, which I have to check out. Some holy basil, which I can't wait to check out. Some spearmint, which I was going to pick up anyway. some fennel, sweet fennel, pretty cool. And what I'm really excited for is this frankincense. So definitely shout out to Nishaz Perfumes, and I will link to them in the description so you can check their stuff out. Great fragrances as well as making essential oils. And then here in the back, what I sort of learned the hard way is if, I plan on making like 10 mLs of everything that I make to start off with. And if you're going to make 1 ml of concentrate and you're going to add that to 9 mLs of Perfumer's alcohol, 1 ml of concentrate doesn't really give you a lot to play around with. If you want to add a lot or a little of something, how are you going to do that in 1 ml? 1 ml is just not a lot. So, what a few perfumers have told me, and really the two that have helped me more than anyone else are Paul Kyler of PK Perfumes and Sarah McCartney of 4160 Tuesday. What Sarah told me is to dilute my materials first and then blend with them, right? So dilute them, and then if I want to make 10 mLs, I can just literally make 10 mLs with the diluted materials, and I have a lot more room to play around with. The problem with that is you have to use your alcohol right away because you're diluting everything you want to use, and you have to have extra bottles for everything. So like here, I diluted some oak moss down to 10%. Here, I diluted some Isoe Super down to 10%. Here, I diluted some Neroli Orange Blossom, a synthetic orange blossom, a quarter down to 10%. And here, I diluted some natural peach down to 10%. So now I need bottles to dilute everything I plan on using down to 10%. I'm really excited because this weekend, you watching this, by the time you watch this, it'll be done. I'm blending my first fragrance, which I told you is going to be called Just the Tip. It's really going to be about peach, neroli, be some grapefruit in it, some lime, some orange, some neroli. I think I said neroli already, some ambroxan, some sandalwood, some oak moss, some Isoe Super. Just a really simple, not daring fragrance. Just I want to see if I can do one that smells good, that I can give to my friends. And I plan on blending it once, seeing, trying to get the ratios down, maybe playing around with the ingredients, and then keep refining it until I get something usable. And that'll be my first official fragrance. I never really plan on selling that one, to be honest with you guys. It's just something I'm doing for my own fun. Another thing you might want to pick up, I'm sorry that I missed, is coffee beans. Like coffee beans could be really helpful because me personally, I'm smelling so many different things at this point that my nose needs a break, and a way you can reset your nose is literally by sniffing coffee beans, and it really has helped. I just got a whole bunch of them from Whole Foods, and I put them in a little satchel, and anytime I want to refresh myself, I just smell them, and then like every week or so, I'll refresh the bag of coffee beans. So that's another thing. Scale Perfumer's alcohol, 91% alcohol to rinse your materials, because you don't want to use your Perfumer's alcohol to rinse. Measuring tubes, beakers, pipettes, glass vials, test strips, labels, markers, funnels, and coffee beans. And really what I'm doing now, to be honest with you, is I spent a lot of time just evaluating materials, figuring out what materials fit my vision versus which vision fits my materials. I'm trying to smell things and be like, oh, I can use this for that, because I already have 10 ideas of fragrances I'd like to try to create this year. I want to get through 4 at least. And I think they're awesome ideas. I've talked about them in the first video that I did. And I'm just still super, super excited. This is so much fun. I'm learning a lot as I go. I think there's 3 skills you need to do this. I've started to realize the first one I definitely have. 2 of the 3 I have, to be honest with you. Third one, I'm learning. The first one is you have to be really creative. I think I'm good with that. Second one is you have to be fairly good at math. Not so much chemistry, unless you're really going to make your own chemicals and stuff like that, which I'm not going to do. So you have to be good at math, which I'm also really good at naturally. And the third thing is you have to be really exact and careful and precise. And I'm not any of those things. So that's the one I'm sort of learning. I have the creative part down. I have the math part down. I'm sort of able to figure out ratios and stuff like that. But being exact and precise is something I'm learning about. But as I said, guys, having super fun with this. There's a wonderful Facebook group. I think it's called Perfume Making, where I have so many questions and they always answer me. It's funny because I feel like every time I ask a question, I wind up spending more money. But I guess that's the way this works. You know, an example of something right now that I'm thinking of working on is a Coca-Cola Accord for a fragrance that I'm working on that I think is going to be a big time, believe it or not, summer or springtime fragrance. And obviously you just can't buy Coca-Cola CO2 or Coca-Cola essential oil. So what you have to kind of do is break down what's in Coca-Cola and work from there. So I know at least what we think the formula for Coca-Cola is. There's obviously a little bit of orange in it. There's lime, there's cinnamon, there's nutmeg, there's caramel. And then I'm going to work from there. But I think I really love the puzzle aspect of this, and the scent that trying to figure out what's in different things, and you know what I'll need for Cola Accord, and then for that fragrance I want to have 4 other Accords in that, for a total of 4 Accords in that fragrance. So I'm trying to figure out all the materials needed, and then the larger puzzle, and then how do you add fixatives to make everything last. It really is just like this massive puzzle that I'm really excited to start putting together. So yeah, so that's sort of where I am, like just evaluating materials, you know, plan on blending my first, you know, just the tip this weekend, and you know, I would like to say, hey, I'll make it great, and if you guys want some, I'll send some out, but it's really just, I don't think it's going to be a good fragrance, to be honest with you. It's just something for me to see if I, you know, how the first thing turns out, and usually they're going to be crappy. But I think I want to try to perfect it till I get it really good, and then I'm going to work on a second one that, again, is really just going to be for my own consumption. I'm going to call that one, I think, like sophomore slump or something like that, and hopefully I can perfect. That's going to sort of be an apple, cinnamon, and honey fragrance with a little bit of oud, and then when I get through that, I want to start trying to make something that I can sell to you guys. Or to people in general. I have a name. I don't want to announce it just yet. I have names for all my fragrances. I think I have a logo, a typeface, all that stuff. So super excited. Hope you guys like hearing about this, that I'm not like boring you with this stuff. You know, I hope to do these monthly, and sort of, you know, maybe next month I can show you just a tip and sort of talk about how I feel about it and show you the different versions of it, why I prefer one to the other. But that's sort of what's going on now with this whole thing, and you know, that's it. You know, still going to be doing my videos, and nothing's going to stop that, and that's it right now. So guys, thank you so much for watching this. Again, if you like this one, please do let me know, and I'll know to keep doing these. If not, I'll probably keep doing them anyway, just because, you know, I kind of want to like record my journey, you know, like have it be like something I could look back on when I'm the next Jean-Claude Elena. Definitely never going to happen, but you know what I'm talking about. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later this week with more videos. Obviously, my name is Maximilian, and peace, guys.
Talking about